We have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. We have a great show lined up for you today. We have Dr. Omenesa Akomolafe. I love that name. That name alone registers with anybody worldwide. It's a name of regal royalty and a woman that is definitely a trailblazer, doing some tremendous things to make a difference on this earth. I want you all to grab your virtual seats. Today on this episode, we're going to be talking about how she has mixed emotions about turning 40. So it's a big day of celebration for her as she prepares to turn 40 on the 16th of September. So if for some reason you're watching this and it's not September 14th, going into her birthday of September 16th, that means that you're enjoying a replay episode and you're getting the opportunity to hear some of her life lessons learned in this 40 years of life. I believe personally that as we all age and we go through this thing called life, there are things that we learn along the way that are some game changers for the next phases of our journey. I know one of the things for me personally is that I had to come to the realization that no matter how much I want to change people and I feel like I can make this happen, I can do this. At the end of the day, it's not my responsibility to change anyone. Only God can do that, not Kim. And I can only say, hey, I recommend, I think, I believe this is best. But at the end of the day, only God can really encourage somebody and inspire and touch someone's heart to soften it enough to be able to make that change happen. So when you come to that realization, I think life is just a little bit more smooth sailing because you're like, okay, you barely can take care of the things that God has for you to do. So sometimes when you're trying to encourage and inspire other people, you're like, how do I get them to see that this is not the right thing to do? And you're being used, as a vessel or vehicle for God to be able to say, hey, I'm the person that I believe God is sending your way to say, no, don't do that. Or yes, go, 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 go. But sometimes people will take heed to what you're saying, and other times they were like, no, not hardly, not doing that. All right. So today, though, we're going to learn some life lessons from Dr. Omenesa, and she is backstage and quite excited about being here. I see you, Kevin, joining as well. And any of you all that come into the virtual studio audience, type your name. Let us know where you're visiting in from, and make sure you put lots of congratulatory, celebratory messages throughout today's broadcast regarding Dr. Omenesa'S 40th birthday. Mixed lessons she's learned. All right. So are we ready to pull you in, Dr. Omenesa? Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. All right. All right. All right. You are here, ready to go, and we are ready to celebrate you. You look mighty beautiful over there in vacation mode.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
You are gorgeous. I'm so excited. I know where you are. I don't know if you want to tell people publicly, but I'm excited that you're on vacation and still making this whole day happen.
Back in New York now.
Oh, you are back?
I'm actually back.
You've been doing some traveling, that's for sure. Did you enjoy your travels?
Yes, I did. And my travels are very, very short. It's like for 1 or 2 days, but I managed to do everything all in a few days.
Oh, that's a good thing. And speaking of which, from a balance perspective, how important is it to be able to get those quick getaways?
It is very, very important. For me, it makes me think clearly. I think so much clearer when I'm out. More inspiration.
Good. Very good. Okay, let me let you all know who this woman is. She is a United Nations ambassador, 100 Women in America, a caregiver of the year 2022. She is also the author of Put Yourself First book. She's a philanthropist, she's married, and she is a family caregiver. So I'm so honored to have Dr. Omenesa Oruma Akomolafe here with us today. And as we kick today off, I have someone that has faithfully come backstage for the last like 20 minutes or so. She is determined to get a happy birthday to you. And I want to bring her on right now. Let me pull in. How do you say your name? Please introduce yourself and say what you came to say today. Okay, let me see
Who
who
is
this
that?
is. You're on finally. What is this?
The person is just sitting there.
ILABIA blessings. You're finally on. You're on the Kim J.
Is that blessing?
Hey, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're hearing us from.
We're so
You
glad to
both
have
look
you.
so amazing, and I'm so excited to be on the show.
Thank you for
I'm
being
glad to
here.
be here.
You go. You talk.
Okay, so happy birthday, Lady Omenesa. You look so beautiful as usual, and today I just want to take our time to appreciate your strength. You are such a strong woman, and you inspire me a lot. I'm so proud of you, backstage and on stage, online and offline, everything you do. And at times, I wonder how you do it, putting family, work, your career a lot, and you do it with so much availability. I just want to wish you God's grace, more strength, good health, and the best of everything you desire in life because you deserve so much of the best. Happy birthday already. You are loved, you are valued, you are respected.
Thank
Thank
Oh,
you. So, what is your name? What is your name?
My name is Blessing Ilavija.
Blessing Elijah. It is such a pleasure and an honor to have you come on here and to be so devoted to getting this birthday wish to Dr. Omenesa. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having
thank
me.
you.
Oh, have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Listen, anybody that wants to come on throughout this hour, we're going to be hearing some life lessons from Dr. Omenesa. She's going to be crying, clearly. He's going to touch her heart. Feel free to come on. And Dr. Omenesa, throughout the broadcast, because people will be popping on and off, I would love for you to just share some of your life lessons in the midst of all of this. So, lesson number one, tell us a lesson already.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, lesson number one is surround yourself with people who truly love you and people who truly care. When you've been raised by just raised in a pastor's home, like I was raised in a pastor's home, there is a whole lot that we see behind the scenes. We see our parents really, really struggle to give to people. There's a lot of giving and very less received. And so I saw that a whole lot, and that made me put everybody in the same category, which is everyone is just out here to take. Everyone is
Mm,
just out here to use me. Everyone is just out here to just suck the life out of me the same way they did with my parents, you know? And so the number one, yes. And that's how I felt. And it's amazing how whatever is in your head will keep on manifesting. So we do have the facts going on, but then we also have the things that you've created or the calamities that you've created with catastrophizing. You know,
mhm.
so I dealt with all of that. But when blessing came into my life, I was very iffy. Okay, is she gonna stay? Is she not gonna stay? And it was during the COVID. And I gave myself a chance to
Mm,
know her. I gave myself a chance to trust her. I risked that. So
mm,
number one is risk loving,
mm.
risk trusting, risk sharing, risk giving. I posted something on social media the other day about taking care of a patient because I am a CNA. And and I was caring for one of my patients who couldn't bear weight. And that means like when a patient is not helping you
Right. You're pulling all the
to
weight. You're
carry
doing all the
them, or
work.
yes,
Right.
like to pick on up their body or whatever. So she was very heavy. And so I posted on social media that there are some people who just intentionally decide not to meet you halfway.
Mm,
However, at that moment, you decide to love, you decide to give or not give, but never ever risk your love waiting and expecting anything in return. And
mm,
so now I just give. So it's either I'm giving and I don't put it on the table of negotiation, because when you trade love, when you trade trust, when you trade risking, then there's expectation. And the Bible says that hope deferred makes the heart sick. So when you're sitting down there waiting on expectation, you belittle yourself because you start doing so many things to get profit. So
mm,
don't even trade anything. You give or you choose not to give. And
mm.
that's what I've learned. That's one of the things that I've learned. Number two is I have learned to just be the wife, the daughter, the friend that God has told me to be, and that God has told you to be. So just like number one, you don't be a wife or do all these things or be a mother or be a teacher or be a nurse, or you're only kind to your patients because those patients like you and those patients say thank you. You still have to play your role, and not just play your role but be the role,
Mm.
because when you're playing it you get tired.
That's
We've all
right.
done that.
Yes.
Yes, you get tired. When you're playing it, you take it on as an obligation and you get tired
Good.
because you're
Okay.
human.
Take a break. Take a break, y'all. Okay. This right here already, I'm just like kind of starring some of these comments that are here. And already we have some life lessons that we can apply, whether you're male, female, age, no matter what your age is. Here you go. She already said surround yourself with people that care about you. Surround yourself with people. Let me put that back up for 1 minute. That care about you. You know if somebody care about you and you know if they don't. If they're not taking the time to be with you to express their care for you, then how can they care for you? They can't, right? Then the other thing she said is risk loving. What did you say here? And I see people coming in.
It's Yeah.
Let me see.
So the first one is risk loving, risk trusting, and
That's good.
give it or keep it to yourself, but don't
Mm,
trade it.
that's
Don't
good.
trade it, because if you trade it, then you're weighed on a profit.
Hmm.
And sometimes it may not come. Because sometimes when you negotiate with somebody, it doesn't mean that they negotiated with you.
Mm, I love this. You all
And
put
there's
likes
no way to know that.
there. How, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. How do you know?
You don't know. You just
Okay.
yeah. You just get played. You just get played. So you
You done made me
so you
fall back in my
so you
chair.
just go with experiences. And I've learned that for too long. So you know what? I'm not even I would not even place the negotiation at all, because I don't want the possibility of that happening is high,
Mhm.
because you're dealing with human beings. So you either give or you don't give, but don't trade. And then two is be the role. Don't just play the role. Be the role, regardless of how, regardless of if they're playing their role or not, regardless of if they're playing their part or not. My
Mm,
husband is always home at a certain time of the day,
mm.
regardless of if he's upset at me. My husband has always eaten my food. There are many men who don't eat their wives' food when
What?
they're upset. Many. Oh, there are so many men. Yeah,
But
so
he
many
eats
men
that food
who
with grace and gratitude
he
and
will eat that food. Now he may be frowning, he may not speak to me, but he'll eat the food.
that is hilarious. He's like, "Oh,
So
baby,
be the
maybe we won't
role.
have this in the future, but thank you for giving it to me now." But
But be the role, and I appreciate that about him. And for me, regardless, I'm not going to bed upset. I'm just not. I'm just not.
yeah,
So even if I'm just not. I will cook, I will clean, I will still play my part and be that role. And we can talk about it tomorrow, because that situation that happened was an event. It's not the whole deal. It was just an event. So be the role. Be
good.
it.
Okay. We have some people backstage, and
Okay.
so I definitely want to take moments to acknowledge everyone that's coming in. We have to take a quick commercial break. Then when we come back, we're going to hear from someone that's backstage, and I will tell you who to pull in, Mackenzie, right after. Mackenzie is working with me backstage, everybody. And by the way, Mackenzie is actually giving birth coming up in the next week here with her new baby girl. So please send celebratory comments to Mackenzie, one of my team members that's getting ready to go out on maternity time. Congratulations to you, Mackenzie, and family. And okay. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back, and we're going to hear from some of these people backstage. All right. Take it away, Mackenzie.
My father had 4 of his fingers amputated in a workplace accident. It was the first injured individual I represented, and I knew I had to win that case. When someone walks into my office and they've been injured, I know what they're going through. If you've been injured at work, work with Hunter and Everett. We've got the experience, so let us help you.
All right, everyone, we are back here on the Kim Jacobs Show with Dr. Omenesa, and I'm going to bring in a person that's here to say happy birthday to her. Let me pull you in right now. Vivian, you are front and center. Glad to have you on. How are you today, Vivian?
I'm good. Happy birthday.
Well, we can't see you. You're over in the corner somewhere, so put that camera up a little bit.
Happy birthday.
Well,
You have to bend.
I have my dog, and I don't want him to.
okay.
Like you have to just bend your head. Oh,
she doesn't want to be shown on
okay.
camera, but go ahead and say what you want to
Okay,
say, Vivian.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Wishing you all of God's best today. You're an amazing person, and I'm so proud of you. Happy birthday, Omenesa. Dr.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Aw, thank you so much, Vivian,
Thank
for
you.
taking the time to come on and wish Dr. Omenesa a birthday wish and spending this time with us today here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you. And hey, dog, the doggy over there too.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say, Vivian?
Oh, she's gone.
Keep up the great work. You're an amazing.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
This
you.
is a young girl
All right,
who I've
pull
known
in the
for
next
over 40
person,
years.
Mackenzie. Let's pull in Jeanette.
Network.
Okay.
Hi.
No, that's Vivian. Let me pull Jeanette in. Let me move. I'll pull her in, Mackenzie. I have it. Okay, let me pull you in. Wait 1 second. Oh, there you are. You're in. Jeanette.
I've got goosebumps.
Jeanette, how are you?
I am great. I just want to wish this wonderful, godly woman a happy birthday. She is, I don't know how to say it in a short period of time, but I'm going to say she's just amazing. She's amazing. She's remarkable. She is a leader. She has God's heart. She gives and gives and gives and gives with no expectation of return. I love you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
Thank
sweetheart.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Jeanette, for coming on and sharing that heartfelt birthday wish. And it's good to hear people just speak so well of you, Dr. Omenesa. And so thank you, Jeanette, for being here today on the Kim Jacobs Show.
Absolutely.
Have a great one.
Thank you.
Wow. Awesome. And I don't know who's coming on to say happy birthday to you. I just kind of put it out there. And I put the link in the comment section for any of you all in the studio audience that would like to pop on as well. I do see some of your comments. So Mackenzie, you can go ahead and pop some of those on and we will acknowledge them as well. Let's see. Oh, Ordom says, just be who God has told you to be. And Hannah says, don't trade your love, just love. I love that. Lots of great comments coming in. Be the role, don't play the role. I love that comment too. If we just be what God called us to be, Dr. Omenesa, we can't be anything better, When playing, you get tired, but being the role keeps you going. Thank you for that, Ordom. Yes. Facebook user says, hey, good morning, ladies, and I'm watching you all this morning. If you want to also acknowledge your name, just put your name. You may be over on one of our private Facebook groups as well. Happy birthday, Lady Omenesa. Blessing you. Elabijah says that. I may be missing the name of. Congratulations. Congratulations. Let's see. All right, lots of comments coming in. Keep them flowing. And throughout today's discussion, we will definitely. Hi, Kim Jacobs. Marachi says, well done. Thank you so much. And make sure you all subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show, by the way. And it's on our YouTube channel over there. Happy birthday to you, Dr. Omenesa. Okay. Amazing, Dr. Omenesa. Amazing. All right, tell us some more life lessons, please. You say you had mixed emotions.
Okay, so I'll go to the mixed emotions. Was that I just woke up and oh my gosh, this is not 35. This is not, it's 40. And I always look forward to my birthday every year because I'm traveling to a different country. I always travel to a different country. It's a tradition of mine, and I just do that. But this year, I was at a standstill because I was so angry.
Why?
And I got out a whole book, Kim, a whole book where I wrote down everything that I've accomplished, and no lie, over 300 things have I accomplished. This has nothing to do with brushing my teeth and being able to stand up and being able to walk. I have accomplished, God has enabled me to do some great things. But you know what? There were 2 things that I wanted to do. Only 2. And because I didn't do those 2 things, as far as I was concerned, I did nothing.
Oh,
and for 2 months, I was paralyzed emotionally. I was having crying spells. I was just in a very bad place. I had to speak to a counselor at some point. I was really, really messed up. And I had to get to the root of it. Like all of a sudden, policemen and police women seemed so much younger. Nurses and doctors seemed younger. And everybody just seemed younger. And I felt so old. And I said, Omenesa, tell yourself the truth. What is it? What is the root of this anger? And I said, yep, it's those 2 things. What are those 2 things? I was offered a record deal in my 20s. And I turned it down because I'm not the woman I am now.
Right.
You see, the woman I am now is I know how to do everything in congruence, doing everything at the same time.
Interesting.
And letting this be a stream rather than a pit or a pond.
Right.
So right at that time in my mind, I was very fixated. And so when I was going to get married, I called this record label and I told them, oh, I'm going to get married. And they were like, so
so you can still do your records now?
Exactly. And I was like, no, I'm not going to be able to do it because I'm just not going to have any time. Even Nollywood had contacted me and I said, oh no, because I could be pregnant and then I can't be showing in the movies. And
could be future stuff that we don't know when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, but.
And like this 13th book that I just wrote is titled Put Yourself First. And somewhere in there, I was like, how dare you trade opportunities for events that haven't even happened?
Right.
You don't even know if it's going to happen or not. For a baby that hasn't even been conceived, it hasn't even been thought of being conceived. The day of conception hasn't even come. Right. And you've already planned everything. And that was what I did. That was what I did. And that's how that record deal left. And everything became a struggle in that department. And that really hurt me because I was the one who slept in buses on American Idol. I was the one who did Sunday Best. I was the one who slept on the streets for the Apollo. I was the one who really, really took my music very seriously. So to get to that junction and to strangle my own self, there was nobody else to blame. And it hurt me so bad.
But you recognized that.
I recognized it, but I recognized it a few months to 40.
So that's something that happened almost 20 years ago. And at the end of the day, it really was an opportunity. And you feel like it was an opportunity for you. But for whatever reason, at that season in your life, you just let that opportunity slip away.
I let it slip away. So that was number one. And then number two is children. Now I'm going to say this, right? Is that I'm really not caught up so much on the things that I can't control. You see, because that record deal, there are too many things that I've done, and there are too many things that I will do. And that will take care of that. You know, I'm singing in different places, and platforms are opening, and I built my platform as well, so I can fix that. But you can't fix stuff like having kids or not having kids. Like, you have that story, you've been there, right? You can't fix that. So I told myself that those two things that really bothered me was the fact that my husband and I had tried so much, you know, all these years to be empty-handed. And then the Holy Spirit told me, no, you are not empty-handed. Like, that's part of why I was crying, you know, with Blessing, when she came on and she wished me well, because she's one of my daughters. You see, I work in a nursing home, and I work in a place where children don't come to see their parents. I work in a place where well, it's not the place, but I work in a career where the children would drop their parents off and say, call us when he's dead.
Interesting.
So what really is the guarantee? So what, like, are you just trying to have all these babies so you can say that you had all these babies? Like, what about the full picture? And so I had to start looking at that spectrum. And then God started to show me all of my children, and they are so many. They are over 100 of them.
See, you know what? I'm so glad you said that, because there are many people in this world, and I can look up statistics to find out how many, that aren't able to bear physical children, but they are a mother figure to so many around the world, and need it as a mother figure. And who knows why things are allowed to happen the way they do. I don't have any rationale for it. I was actually told that I could not have children. So I had an ovarian cyst that had wrapped around my ovary. And while I was in surgery, they had, my husband at the time would actually made the decision to get that ovary removed, that piece of the ovary removed, even though it was going to mean that I would not be able to bear children. But guess what? I can tell you that only God can determine the outcome of our destination and the outcome of our lives. We don't have the final say. And now today I have 5 children that formally came out of my body. 5 children came out of my body. One I did not get the opportunity to have come to this earth, but 5 came out of my body. That's unbelievable to me. But people that cannot formally have those children out of their body, you're a mother to over 100 women, 100 people that look up to you, that admire you, that need you on this earth. And you have abilities as well. People can adopt, people can do in vitro fertilization, all kinds of different options that are available that I can't really speak to. So I need people like you to share these life lessons. So thank you.
Well, I've done the IVF and the IUI, which is another lesson, you know, is that keep on trying with different things. And ask God for permission, because what may make sense to somebody may not be God's plan for you. You know, you don't want a situation that you die on the hospital bed, or that somebody else died because they try to have kids for you. You know, so you have to consult God. Everything is not common sense. We live in a spiritual world. You know, so you do have to consult God, even with the things that seem like common sense. But we are trying, and God will answer in Jesus' name. But the reason I said 100 is because that I have an organization called Pearls and Paul's Emotional Healing Center. And I also have a whole lot of departments in my company, which is now a conglomerate by the grace of God. And there are just too many people who just work there, and just so many team members, and we just do a lot. So that's why I gave a specific number. And about the word conglomerate, which brings me to another lesson, is that speak exactly what you want. When I started my hustle, when I started building, I kept telling everybody, I am not building a company, I am building a conglomerate. Because I had a lot of people around me who just didn't understand why I was doing so many things, and a lot of them didn't have to do with one thing. It was
Right.
like, it seemed like I was scatterbrained, like I didn't know what I was doing. And I said, well, that's because I'm not building a company, I'm building a conglomerate. Now, at the time that I said that, honest to God, I really didn't know how this was going to pan out.
Right.
So, because I didn't want to keep on explaining myself, I was like, oh no, I'm building a conglomerate. But I had no idea
I know.
how this was going to be. Yeah. And now it's over 40 something departments. And I'm just so grateful to God. We have
Yay,
reached a lot of people.
we have someone backstage again that wants to share a happy birthday to you. So we're going to pull her in. Mackenzie, you can pull her in now, please. And let me see how to pronounce. I'll just let you say your own name because it's a mouthful.
Oh,
Hi,
this is another one of my babies.
Introduce yourself and tell us what you want to say to Dr. Omenesa. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. You're muted, so unmute yourself when you get a moment.
You're muted.
And then you can talk.
Oh, yes. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Hello, Dr. Omenesa. It's really good to be here. Thank you. I had to hop in, and thank you so much for being such a huge influence. And yes, I'm one of your babies, and you know how far we've come. I'm just here to wish you a very happy birthday, even as we enter into your week of celebrations, your year of celebrations. Likewise, I would love for you to know that I honestly love you. I mean, I have loved you from the very first day, we connected, and I have always loved your work and all of the examples you have set, in the course of time that we have shared together. I am grateful to God for you, for being such a huge influence and impact in my life, and also which has been passed on to my children. So I would love to also encourage you to know that this new stage of life you're about to embark on is only but the beginning. And like we always say here, life begins at 40. So don't be scared about anything. Just know that life has just begun for you, and we are here rooting for you. I just needed to come show up and let you know that I love you personally and I love you wholeheartedly, and I admire your strength every time. And I can also say, Dr. Kim, that Miss Omenesa's strength is out of this world, and is through her I'm able to tell to myself that I can actually, so you can see my name, Eunice Versatile. I mean, having seen how strong and how she's been able to do so much with, probably it might seem she's got very little strength, but her strength is unimaginable, is out of this world, cannot be explained. And we of course know it comes only from the Lord. So, and it has encouraged me to be whom I am, and also looking forward to where I am going. I'm encouraged by you, sister. I love you so much. May the Lord strengthen you, and may all your questions be answered, and may you find peace in whatever you do. I love you so much, and we love you also from P2. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Dr. Kim, for having
you. Please respond, Dr. Omenesa.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, Eunice is actually one of the members of Pearls and Paul's Emotional Healing Center. I've known her for a very long time, and I've watched her grow. She is a cheerleader for me. I was doing an event in Lagos, and this girl, that's in Lagos, Nigeria, I traveled there, and this girl just carried the whole event on her head. She is just an amazing person. And then she explained why her name now is Versatile, which I happen to be the inspiration behind that. So I'm so grateful, Eunice. When I see a woman like that, it makes me know, okay, I have kids. Okay, I've done something. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, daughter of Dr. Omenesa, for coming on. And
I want to sing happy birthday, please.
I'm so glad somebody, I have this generic copyright-free YouTube version because I can't sing, right? And so I was like, please, God, if you could just answer my prayer to have one person that can belt out a happy birthday song, I would truly appreciate it. So let me
I want to
let me
do it. It's
put
a
you on.
classic, anyways, just like we know it, but from my own voice.
Wait. Here we go. Now this is not a copyright free. So this is just authenticity. All right.
Yes.
Come on, Eunice Versatile. Here you go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
I hope I did well.
Thank you.
You did
Thank you.
miraculously well. You answered my prayer. So thank you for letting God use you. Eunice
Amen.
Versatile. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you
All
so much
right.
for
Thank
having me on
you.
your show.
Thank you for being
Thank you.
here.
Love you.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Wow. We're having a great time today here on the Kim
Yes,
Jacobs
we
Show.
are. Yes, we
Learning
are.
some mixed emotions because Dr. Omenesa is turning 40 in just 2 days. But we wanted to find out from you too, how does it feel as you are preparing to turn 40? What is the feeling, the emotion that's kind of resonating throughout your spirit?
I've embraced it now.
Okay.
It's not about as it was to like getting like 2 months ago. It's not that feeling anymore. I've embraced it, especially when I came into September. I was like, so we better embrace it now, you know. But I have a whole book, as I said, where I just wrote down, is a notebook, and I just wrote down everything that I have accomplished. And I'm bringing out a new book actually on Saturday, and that will be my 14th book, and that's titled "Where Did the Time Go?"
Oh,
And yes, where did the time go? And it's a book to encourage everybody who feels that they have nothing to show, because you do. And so how I feel now is, girl, you have done so much. Oh, you are so accomplished. I feel great. And I'm in a place now where I'm really practicing to be present. When Eunice was singing, I just didn't take it as another happy birthday song. Like I took it as a song that was written, orchestrated at this time for me,
that's good.
and I soaked it in. And so that's where I am now. I'm in a place of where I'm very, very intentional. I'm already a detailed person, but I'm practicing to be very, very intentional. And this takes me back to my cousin. Vivian is my cousin, actually. As you're being intentional, be intentional with family. I have noticed that as I'm coming to this place, the only thing now that matters is my family. My family has always been first, but now it seems like the only thing now that matters is family. They've always been number one. I would travel, I would do anything, I would give anything for my father, for my husband, for my cousin, for people who are blood. But now it's not even the matter of being a priority. It's my everything now. They are my everything now. So I try to check on my cousin every day, like every single day. And so I'm just so grateful that she was on here today. Yeah. So like that's another lesson, is being present, being intentional. And then to make you laugh, now I just don't get on the plane hoping to God that I could just tell them, oh, please, can you turn down the AC? No, I go on the planes now with flat shoes and with the blanket. So that's another thing that you learn as you're getting into 40, is you don't care anymore. You are walking around the airport with socks on and slippers. That's what I noticed about me. I noticed that I just don't care. Like, I don't care who's watching. I don't care. So I'm loving this 40 thing. I don't owe anybody anything.
Can you imagine 53? I'm 53, girl. I'm like, I'm
Ooh,
wearing these
I'm sure
sneakers.
you're living it up.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't. You're saying exactly what you're saying is very true, and you get even more intentional when you get to a certain age, years to come. You're like, it's turned all the way up at this point because I know what God has in store for my life, and I don't have time to worry about whether other people get it or don't get it.
Distractions.
At the end of the day, I'm going to do every single thing that God told me to do. Period.
Yes.
Everything. I don't have time to
Yes.
waste. So I have to do this
Yes.
and be held accountable in the
Mhm.
future by not other people, but by God. This is what He wants of
Yeah.
me. And some of these things are for me, other things are for other people. It's not even about me. Some things are not about Kim. So some of the things I do, I may or may not want to even do those things, but I know it's a blessing as a vehicle to some other people. And the only way they may
Yeah.
even know about it is through me.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
not leaving any
Yes.
stone
So
unturned.
yes.
None.
So you have to be present.
Yep. I
Yeah.
agree. All right. Other life lessons. We're going to learn more. Now, I see you backstage, Jeanette. Did you want to come back on or no? You just here observing. Oh, she's just watching the show from backstage. She's like, girl,
Oh,
I'm
she's
enjoying the
she's
front
just
row
watching
seat.
it. Okay.
She's like, I'm in
Okay.
the
Yeah.
VIP
So
section. All right. All right. So you're welcome to stay
so
backstage.
be affiliated. Be affiliated with people. So you just mentioned um, Jeanette. So I met her at Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs,
Mm.
and just such a servant's heart. She is older than me. She doesn't even see, like, I'm a cultural woman. So because I'm from Nigeria, so in my psyche, I still behave that way, even though I live in America. To see a woman of that caliber, of that age, to just serve. She truly served my event at my event in California. Nothing Happens in the Grave tour, which, by the way, we are supposed to hit 24 locations, and now we've hit 21, so we have 3 more to go. So
I'm putting your
Dubai is on the
website.
way, and New York, and then 1 more, and then I'll shift to a different tagline. However, just being affiliated with Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs stretched me, and it's an organization to belong to, because then you meet people who understand what you're doing. You see, like I told you, because I was raised in a pastor's home, pastor's church, and everything like that, I met a potpourri of people who, a lot of them truly were there to take. Very few gave. And so people who take don't pause to understand what you're doing. So I've always been in a place in my life where I'm explaining, and I'm explaining and explaining. And when you ask me what I do, I just tell you one thing: oh, I sing, or oh, I nurse, or because I'm scared. Because you're not at the same plateau, you're not at the same level. But people like Miss Jeanette, people at Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs, like, there are people doing 100 things at the same time. And so you don't mind telling them how you bag dead bodies at 7 a.m. and then how you are a model at 12 o'clock, and then how you're a singer at midnight.
Right.
And hope to God, not a pole dancer at 2 a.m. But you get my point. Like, you're doing everything. And they're like, wow, okay. So, like, can you handle 1 more? Because I would really love for you to be on my show. I would love for you to be a co-host on this TV show on top of everything, because they're not intimidated by that.
That's right.
And so that's a
Anybody that
lesson.
celebrates other people.
Yes, you have to surround yourself with people who see where you are going, who know where you're going, and who have already experienced where you're going. So my mentor is Reverend Sam Oye, and I go to him because the man is already basking in the ministry that I wish to be in. He's already basking in the growth that I need to have. And then I take care of my father as well, Bishop Ben Oruma. And that's like me waking up to Elijah in my house every single day. I make sure that I glean everything from him. I have the Bibles that he used to preach. I have all his books. I listen to his cassettes, which he really still has. And I listen to all of that. And I just glean and glean from people that I wish to become like, and probably even greater than. So that's another lesson. Another thing is to curb your anger, because I was raised as an only child. and because I was raised with a lot of takers, I
Mm.
became very angry and I became bitter. There was a whole season in my life where everything that spewed out of me was bitterness. And then my mother had the nerve to die. Woo!
That's a
That
lot.
messed me up. That messed me up so bad. And
I
I
can't
find myself
imagine that because my mom is here, but I can see how it impacted my mom with my grandmom, and it jacked her. It took a major toll. So when your mom passed, just
it took
I know you're going through the life lessons, but for people that experience the death of their mom, what advice do you give for those situations?
what advice I the advice that I would give is that you focus all of that attention on the family that still remains, which in my case, on the parents that still remains, which is my father. Because you see that pain you feel now, you're going to feel it worse
Mm,
when that second parent is gone, because now there's no opportunity anymore. It's gone. It's gone.
mm,
And so I make sure that I throw everything to my father, but how I coped with that really
mm.
was I sang praise and worship in church
Oh,
every Sunday. I
wow.
led praise and worship every Sunday, and
Mm,
I would cry, even singing a fast song. I would cry through the fast song, cry through the slow song. You better have a pastor and you better have a counselor who gets you
mm,
and who understands process. Be around people who don't rush you. Be around
mm,
people who understand their assignment in your life at that time is
mm.
just to love you.
Just to love
Because
you.
you will is just to love you, because I
Mm,
was a hot mess. I was screaming when I should have been singing. I was crying when I should have been laughing. I was a
mm,
hot mess, but I was surrounded by people who really, really did carry me. You know, let me put this off. I was surrounded by people who did carry me. So that's how I sailed through, but throwing yourself into God.
Throwing
And so
yourself
that was
into
what I
God.
did, and I'm
Somebody
still
type
healing.
that. Throwing yourself into God when you're going through some
Throw
that's
him like throw yourself into, because God is vast.
mhm,
Throw yourself on him. Throw
mm,
yourself into him. Lean on him. Lean under him. Just embrace him,
mm,
because God is constant.
mm.
He is consistent. There's the song, unchangeable, unchangeable God, unchangeable, unchangeable God, the unchangeable, unchangeable, unchangeable God. Yeah, unchangeable, unchangeable God. God is unchangeable. He is consistent. He's not on his period. He never gets on his period. He's not a Virgo like me. He doesn't mess up. He is consistent. He is
Yeah.
there. He doesn't have all these labels. He's not motherless. He hasn't gone through trauma. He's not been abandoned. He is God.
Mm, mm, mm,
So
mm,
he gets it, and he made you.
mm, mm,
And
mm.
see, when you get to this point in your life, nothing phases you. You're just like, okay, okay.
Yeah, especially if you've
And
had
to
your
be in
mom
that
pass away already, and then it's like nothing you really can do is gonna really offend me at that level. I've had
nothing,
someone that was
nothing.
that important in my life transition from this earth. What you doing, baby, is just it is what it is.
Uh-huh.
This too shall
No,
definitely pass. You know,
it will
that's good.
pass. It will pass. And that's what has been helping me with that anger. Because I'm a trauma specialist and I emotional trauma. And when you have been through abandonment, when you've been through loneliness and rejection and all of that, it goes into your tissues. It goes
Yeah,
into your psyche. It changes the shape of your brain.
that's
you
right.
know and you're constantly just living in anxiety, and you literally cry at weddings and laugh at funerals. Your whole system
It does.
is
It happens to me.
upside
Yeah, yeah.
your whole
Li-
system is upside down if you've been through trauma.
Yep.
And so you have to be aware of yourself. You are more prone, you have the proclivity to beat up people when you've gone through trauma.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
should know that. You have the propensity to yell and to scream, and you blow things out of proportion, and you catastrophize. You have to know what your the root of the
That's right.
problem is. So that's another life lesson, is I've really been working on that. So when I start feeling it, When I start feeling hot, you have to know the symptoms of anger. Anger is a symptom, it's not the problem.
That's right.
So then when you are angry, you have to know, oh, I'm being triggered.
Yes.
Oh, I'm being triggered. And then you have to force yourself and curb yourself from projecting and shooting stray bullets.
I'm glad you're
Wasting
addressing
bullets
that.
on people that are not even your target. First of all, nobody should be your target.
Nobody, because it's
Like
not about
nobody
people.
should be your target, because now you are under the canopy and you are surrounded and you have the armor of God, right? Remember
That's right.
that now you have a relationship with God. So no one is your target anymore. However, if there is a target, which there shouldn't be,
There should not be.
you should be very, very careful not to project.
That's
And
right.
so that's something that I have worked on greatly. I can catch myself more now. I can apologize more now without feeling like, okay, I'm just apologizing because I have to. You know,
Oh, I was gonna
did we
bring
just
her.
see
I was gonna
Dr.
tell
Epstein?
Mackenzie when to pull her in, but she just pulled her in anyway. So okay, let me go ahead and pull her in again. Dr. Nefertina Serrano is here. I was gonna give you a heads up, Dr. Serrano, that we were coming on, but it's okay. I'm glad you're here. And please feel free to say something to Dr. Omenesa.
Well, she knows how much I love her truly and dearly. And I'm just about to take my lunch break, and I just wanted to chime in and just say hello. When I saw the link, I did not know she was coming on. So, but happy birthday, my dear Dr. Omenesa Oruma Akomolafe. I love you
I
so
told my
much.
husband that last name is grounds for divorce, like for real. It's so long, but I'm glad that y'all can pronounce it.
Yes, this is, you're more to me than a sister, and all of the wonderful titles that God has bestowed upon you. I have a very, very endearing place in my heart for you, and you know that. And I'm very grateful to God for bringing us together when he did, and it was definitely purposeful. And so I am so thankful. Happy, happy, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is a woman that I love. Now, remember, I was telling you, being raised as an only child, I have only expected just from my parents, because they really did give, and very, very few people gave. And if they gave, then they'll give through my parents. But this is one person who has given directly, gets on plane ticket, like gets on the plane because of me, travels because of me, travels to support me. That's Dr. T. Thank you so much, ma'am. I love you.
You're welcome.
And you know what? It's funny that you say that, because that's who she is to all of us too. So I know it's you personally, but it's me personally too. So it's like we're gonna fight over Dr. Nefertina, right? Because this woman goes to the extreme to support all of the women that she is helping to build a legacy. And I really appreciate and admire you, Dr. Nefertina, and the extreme things that you do to show your love for everyone. So I just want to appreciate you and acknowledge you and thank you for coming on today. And the reason I sent you that communication just a few minutes ago type of thing is because I was like, oh, I wonder, does Dr. Nefertina even know that this is happening? And you didn't. So if I would have let this time go by and not tell you, I would have been remorseful.
I'm so glad you did, Kim. And we do have a special sisterhood bond, you and I. It is very unique and truly ordained by God as well. And I just, you don't know, I sent Omenesa a message this morning that my grandfather passed.
Oh.
So, yeah, so I'm a little bit, I haven't allowed myself to go through the process, but she was talking about when I first got on, just the trauma that you go through, the real deal, the real trauma, the real circumstances that we go through in life. And we got to know that we know that no matter what, God is still good. And, that part right there, because it's just that important for us to recognize who he is in our life and how much he loves us, yet and still more than enough, even though we have to suffer life hardships and downfalls and, but, he said, if you suffer with me, you'll reign with me.
We'll reign.
And so I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on because I know his word is true and it changes not. And I know that I will reap the harvest in due season.
Absolutely.
And so I'm grateful for the women that he's placed me in the presence of, like you, like Dr. Omenesa, ambassador, Her Excellency Dr. Omenesa.
Yes, yes.
I have watched this young lady just catapult and grow and mature and just learn to live in the moment. And that requires patience. There's power in patience.
Yes.
And so she's learned to live in the moment. And you know what? And learn to love herself more. And that right there is what we have to do. Because in loving ourselves more, it allows us the ability to love others best.
You better believe it. You better believe it. Yeah. Well, you have our deepest condolences and prayers of comfort for you and your family. We know that the Lord is not a man that he should lie. So at the end of the day, we will reunite with our loved ones. And we know and believe and trust God for that to be the case with you and your family. All right. Thank you, Dr. Nefertina, for coming on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mackenzie. I know you're ahead of the curve back there. You're like, girl, I'm keeping this show moving. So thank you, Mackenzie, backstage. She's like, I got to go ahead and have a baby, y'all. We got to get through this show. All right, listen. Let me put us back here. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. Come back, and we're probably gonna go just another like 15 minutes total because I do want to give you a full opportunity to share your lessons learned. Is that okay with you? Because I know we got on a few minutes later today. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So let's take a commercial break and we'll be right back to hear more life lessons. We'll be right back.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter and Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
All right, everyone, we are back. We're talking with Dr. Omenesa Akomolafe. We're learning some mixed emotions that she's had as she's turning 40. And I think there are life lessons that can help us all on our journey. I see quite a few comments that's been coming in. And I want to take a moment, Mackenzie, and pull some of those in because a lot of people are typing. And I do want to acknowledge those comments. So I dropped my glasses. So okay, come on. Put those comments up if you will. And let's go through a few of those. Oh, you know what? Mackenzie is actually dropped off back there. So I'm going to start popping some of them in myself.
Okay.
She has doctor's appointments. God bless you. You are on Amazon, Victoria wanted to know.
No, she's saying, God bless you, our Amazon.
Oh, God bless you, our Amazon. Okay.
Yeah, so she is my virtual personal assistant, and she is great.
Oh, awesome, Victoria. Glad to have you.
She's also a member of my organization. She's awesome.
Way to go. She said also, okay. It's when you receive that peace that surpasses all understanding, is what Rose said. And she had her son transition from this earth as well. She started the Very Slade Foundation in honor of her son that transitioned. So make sure you all follow Rose Slade. Just throw yourself to him. God, he's consistent in all things all the time, Azuka says. And then this person also said, anger is a symptom? What do you mean by that?
It is.
Okay. All right. Azuka also said, happy birthday. Viva says, with learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all outside of the love of God. And then Azuka said, regardless of all, God is still good. Now, I saw quite a few other comments that came in. And what Dr. Omenesa will do is go back in through the Facebook or different places and see if she can respond to some of these. Okay. Speak exactly what you want is what Hannah said. Lots of comments have come in. Health and wellness said, and lifestyle, build a conglomerate. Build that conglomerate instead of just a business. All right. Celeste says happy birthday to you. What is your Cash App, please, or something, so I can put something out there for people to be able to support you?
Thank you. So my cash app is the $ Lady Omenesa. Cash
Lady.
app, and then my
Okay.
Lady Omenesa, and then my Zelle is O
000 or O.
no O, yeah, O. It's
O.
It's 4 O's.
4 O's.
RUMA
RUMA
at gmail.com.
at Gmail.
And then for Nigeria, it's a GTB account, Guaranteed Trust Bank. And if Hannah or Victoria, because I know that Victoria is watching, Victoria, if you could please go on my Facebook, you would see, because I'm using my phone now, so I can't get that account. So Victoria, if you can please go on my Facebook. I just posted a post yesterday inviting people to my birthday. You would see the GTB number.
Okay.
Please
put that
just
in the
post it.
comment
Yeah.
section, Victoria,
Yeah.
and I'll pop it on the screen. But in the meantime, until we get that, I do want to make sure that you all have a way to just pour blessings into Dr. Omenesa. And so I'm going to pop this up for you, which is her Cash App, $ Lady Omenesa, and Zelle is 4 O's, RUMA at gmail.com. Okay.
Yes.
So that's how you can give. And then also, while we're talking about giving, because listen, y'all, this show right here is only through community contributions by members in the community like yourself. So keep in mind, just like you have all kind of broadcasts that are out there, TVN and different places, and supported by community members. Please make sure you support the Kim Jacobs Show by donating. You can donate via Cash App, $ Kim Jacobs Inc., or PayPal through paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc., or Venmo at the Kim Jacobs Show. So while you're in the whole giving mode out there, make sure you put some over there for Dr. Omenesa and put some over there for the Kim Jacobs Show. And we appreciate you. Okay. All right. Today's episode is sponsored by attorney Charles Everidge with Hunter Everidge Law Firm. If you're dealing with disability, wrongful death of a loved one, any kind of workers' compensation, call 704-457-5000. And today's episode is also sponsored by VP Products. It's vproducts.store. vproducts.store. And you can learn more about the mushroom and coffee mix that's helping a lot of people around the world. All right. Tell us another lesson, Dr. Omenesa.
Okay, so I'm going to run through this, and then I'm going to read something from my very first book. Okay. So another lesson is be at peace with all men. Be at peace with all men. Yeah. Apologize whether you did wrong or not. Apologize and let it be. Now, you don't have to be everybody's friend, but be at peace with all men. There's a big difference. And then smile. Always smile and be comfortable. Like, you know, those people, like you say, oh, hello. And then they're like, and you just catch, like you catch them frown immediately after they said hi.
Right.
Don't be that person. Mm-hmm. Smile from your soul. Smile from your heart. Be happy. You know, be intentional so that when people say hi to you, you're not fake.
You don't have to fake, you know? You've been smiling your whole life.
So because you've been smiling your whole life. So just be happy. Work on that. Travel once a month. Travel. Go on justfly.com or any other website that can give you affordable tickets and just travel. Just go. You don't have to have a reason to celebrate yourself. You don't have to you don't have to have a reason to have a vacation. Just let your life be a vacation. Every single day is a vacation.
Before you go further beyond that, this is the next commercial. So I need to play this because it goes right in line with what you just said.
Okay.
So we're going to take a moment to hear from our next episode sponsor, and it answers that question about trust.
Who are those people?
So wait a minute, that was the commercial about the mushroom and the coffee. So we're gonna hear the one about the travel right quick. Here we go.
Who are those people? You know, the guys playing golf in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. The woman wearing $1,000 shoes at a cafe in the city. The kid in the ripped jeans driving a $200,000 sports car. What do they know that you don't? One word: leverage. Working smarter, not harder. Owning their own business, not being owned by a job. The good news? We have it. Interested?
All right, we are back talking with Dr. Omenesa and learning some lessons that she's learned going into her 40th year birthday. Talk to us some more, Dr. Omenesa.
Okay, so I was saying travel is very important. And then another point is own your own thing. You have to own your own thing. So a few days ago, I had worked the whole day in my house, and then I was like, oh, it's time for the night shift. It's time for me to go work for somebody. That's what I said. And when I said it's time for me to go work for somebody, the only reason that I was saying that without crying is because I had already worked for myself the whole day. I had already edited that book. I had already sent out those salaries. I had already done something for myself that has my name on it. So there is something that I wrote in my last book titled Put Yourself First, is that when you have spent your whole day being a servant, you can never become a king. You can't. So those of you who do those triple shifts, see, I do double shifts, which I'm trying to reduce on. But there are people who just do those doubles on a daily, triples on a daily, giving yourself to different people, and they're using you to build their dynasty. That's okay, because you're going to get a fat pension. That's okay. But you also have to build yourself. You can never be a king if all you've done all day is be a servant. So you could be a servant at heart. You could be humble, praise the Lord, but you can't be cleaning floors for 50 years. No, that is not the deal. There are some jobs that are transitional. There are some jobs that you are supposed to grow. You are supposed to be promoted. You are not supposed to be a cashier for 40 years. You're supposed to own the building. You're supposed to be a stakeholder or be a manager or be a regional manager, but you were not called to just change, to just count change for 30 years as a cashier in a clothing store. No. And please understand this in context. Please understand it in the context of what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're 60 years old and you're volunteering at a store, like at a thrift store or something like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about people who have refused to be promoted because they're too scared to try. They're too scared to do their own thing. You have to own your own thing. So when I'm coming back home in the morning, because I work that night shift. So when I'm coming back home in the morning, I know that I am going to sleep for about 4 or 5 hours. And I know that by 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., boom, I'm working for Omenesa'S mansion.
I love
it.
it.
And then at 8:30 p.m. or 9:30 p.m., I'm headed on to the 11 p.m. shift. And the reason why I'm not angry and exhausted like a lot of my friends at 7 a.m. is because I know that I have my own business. I know that I'm doing my own thing. Because I've also been the woman who didn't have their own thing, and then I was exhausted 24/7. If you are exhausted, let it be that you're physically exhausted, not emotionally exhausted, mentally exhausted, all on the account of somebody else's dynasty. God forbid. I will not be exhausted because of your dynasty. I will not, because you're not exhausted. You are enjoying my slavery. That's what's going on. You're enjoying my slavery.
These are some life lessons learned by Dr. Omenesa. She preaches. And I know backstage, I see you, Dr. Nefertina, and because I know you well enough to know that this is a different background here, I'm going to pull you back in one more time because I know how important excellence is to you. And so I'm going to pull you back in right now. Here you go. Dr. Nefertina, I pulled you back in. I know you're backstage, but I just want to give you due props and honor where honor is due. Did you want to say anything else?
Oh, I'm just here listening and enjoying this.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I gave you the opportunity again to come on. I really appreciate
I'm
you.
on lunch now, so.
Okay. I'll put you back then. But wave your hand if you want to come up. Go ahead.
So I encourage you to get out of slavery, and you know the difference. Like, you know, when you're working and you're tired and you need to sleep, rather than when you're working and you're exhausted because you don't have your own thing. You feel so empty. Right. You will know the difference. So I'm not even going to preach that here. And then please sleep. That's another advice. Nowadays, when I'm angry, I just sleep. When I'm broke, I sleep. When I'm tired, I sleep. Sleep is medicine. So
sleep
just
is medicine. It really is. Yes, it makes a difference.
Just sleep. Yes. And then don't waste your breath. Don't waste this time that God has given to you. There is so much to do. Like I said, like we're doing over 40 something things in my company, in my conglomerate, in my ministry. We're doing a whole lot. So you were born with more than one gift. Find a way to monetize all of those gifts. Find a way to actually incorporate all of those gifts into something or into someone. So if you can't do it, then put it in the life of someone, but don't let it die. Don't go to the grave with it. And then this was my very first book. And so, yeah, it's titled A Selfish Turn. I will encourage you that whatever God has called you to do it afraid. Do it afraid. Just do it. And my first book, which took me so many years to actually write, I ended up never publishing that book because I was too scared to finish it. However, when my mother died, a holy vexation came upon me, and I wrote this book, Dr. Kim. This book is 651 pages because I just kept writing. And I can't hear you, Dr. Kim. I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, I had muted myself. Sorry. Okay, so what is the name of that book one more time? Because I want to pop it on the screen too.
A Selfish Turn. So if you go on Amazon, you would see 13 of my books, but this is how it looks on Amazon. And this is my very first book, the very first book I wrote. I just kept writing, Dr. Kim. I just kept writing. And then this is a self-help book. This is a memoir. You should get this book. Now, the reason that I'm bringing it out is because I wanted to read this. Is don't allow anything or anyone to pluck your feathers. You are beautiful. No one and nothing should pluck your feathers. And this is in page 399. I wrote, don't get me wrong. My wings have been threatened to be plucked. My purity was tarnished with. My confidence has been tested. My reputation has been rumored. My health has been roared at. Even my marriage had faced turbulence. My family had been wounded. My career was tried. My makeup has been worn out from tears from prayer vigils and losses that I feel I cannot recover from. Yes, like a dove, I have looked peaceful, but I have faced the tirade of jealous, wicked people, and my heart was altered to bitterness. But for the grace of God, my feathers are still intact. Continue to be a swan.
Wow.
Have you seen a swan in water? It's just gliding. Beautiful and white. But when you look closely, its feet are like this. Keep working. Keep hustling. Keep on running. But do it in style and do it in peace. Wow. Very intentional. There used to be a time, you could ask Dr. Nefertina, that everything that was going in here, you could see it here. Mm-hmm. Everything just showed. But when I held on closer to God, and when I kept that image of feathers, feathers are not glued on me, y'all. Feathers are not glued on, like they are implanted, root It's part of my decoration. Those feathers are your gifts. You were born with them. So when people pluck out one and tell you how you can't do it and how stupid you are and how you keep getting F's, they're plucking and it hurts. And then you tell yourself, oh, well, I'm an idiot. Like I should have known. You're plucking and plucking. And now you're skinning yourself alive, drenched in blood by people's affliction and by your own hands. Stop. Where I am now is I intend to fly like an eagle. And my feathers, I will not allow one feather to be plucked anymore. I'm going to keep on adding more feathers, adding more awards, adding more anointing, adding more platforms, adding everything, because I refuse to go to the grave full. I must die empty. And so I'm glad that I went through my bout of depression. I'm very vocal about that. I'm glad that I went through tossing and having nightmares, literal nightmares, because when your soul is vexed, you start to see it in your dreams.
Yes.
It starts to manifest, and then you attract crazy people around you. I really went through stuff, you know, and I'm glad I went through that, because now I'm on the other side. I am on the other side. Woo! There's the song. We are passing over. We are passing over. We are crossing over to the other side. Yes. We are going from glory, glory to glory. Jesus, take us over to the other side.
Thank you, Lord.
Your goal in life is to get to the other side.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it. That's
so
my
everything
goal.
else that's happening, everything else that's going on, everything else that's going wrong in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul, in your body, all of that is to prevent you, to slow you down, or to completely halt the journey to get to the other side. So tell yourself, I'm getting to the other side. And thank God that I'm 40, because it means that I have another year that I'm getting to the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, I could be on here all day. I'm just telling you right now. I would do a whole Dr. Omenesa Akomolafe marathon, because this right here is some life lessons that anybody can apply to your life beginning today. So y'all grab hold, as my grandma would say, grab hold to the knowledge, because it is a game changer for your life. Hello, ladies. This is great conversation. This is Coffee Conversations with Sandy. She is one of our hosts with CTR Media Network, and her show is powerful. So I'm really glad that other talk show hosts are I said talk show hosts. Okay, you know what? What's wrong with me?
Is that a job description? Is that another job?
Sorry. Talk show hosts. My fellow talk show hosts are coming on because they get a chance to experience you, and I'll connect you with her directly one-off on social media, so you all can connect with each other. It's a transition. I'm on the other side. I got my glasses all twisted. Y'all got me.
And I don't know if Victoria sent the number. I don't know if she even heard that.
But we'll
to send that number.
Okay, let's see. I'm looking through the comments to see, Victoria, if you did send that, if you could pop it one more time in the comment. I can't see if she sent it yet because I'm scrolling through.
It's on the front page of my Facebook, and I can't go on my Facebook.
Let me go. Let me go to your Facebook page. While we're going to her Facebook page, because I'm gonna end the show eventually here. I have no choice. But
eventually, right?
Right. I don't have a choice. But at the end of the day, I want us to make sure that I get this information so you know from a WhatsApp perspective how to stay connected. Wait a minute. Here's how people can stay connected with Dr. Omenesa. Let me put that on the screen for a moment. Then I'll ultimately go to your Facebook page and grab what you're talking about too.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see. Can you see that? Stay connected with Dr. Omenesa and make sure this is how they do that, and share that information while I'm going to the Facebook page.
Yes.
How can people stay connected?
Yes. So on IG is Lady Omenesa. Lady Omenesa. There is no gap after the Y. It's just Lady Omenesa. And then on Facebook is Dr. Omenesa Oruma Akomolafe. There for the doctor is just DR and then O. And there is no space between the DR and O on Facebook. It's just DRO Manessa and then Oruma Akomolafe. But you see it on there, like whenever you're looking for me. And then on WhatsApp for counseling, for mentoring, for being a part of my organization, for buying any of my products, you can go on WhatsApp +1 917 349 7226. I'm also on Linktree as well, with my first name, which is Omenesa. So I think it's Linktree, and then like as a backslash. Like for those of you who use Linktree, then just put Omenesa at the end, and you see that website pop
Now,
up. But on
where do
yes,
I
ma'am.
get this information on your Facebook page? I'm on there, but what am I
Okay.
getting?
So on my Facebook page, you will see the invitation. Like it's a flyer, and I'm holding a pink cake, and you see the post, and I posted it yesterday. I think it's 2 posts or 3 posts. And you see it. Omenesa is inviting you to her 40th.
Oh,
And
I
you
see
see
you
where I
holding
put,
her. Yes.
yes. And then you see GTB.
All right.
So that invitation, like you see me, I'm holding a cake, and then Omenesa'S 40th. It's a flyer with the address of the party and everything that's taking place on Saturday. I posted it yesterday.
Okay. I see you holding a pink cake, but it's not, it's just a cute picture of
No,
you
that's the
holding.
profile
Oh, I see,
picture. Yeah.
I see. I'm gonna save
Okay.
this right now and put this on the screen, and just the flyer will
Yes,
give
and
all
then
of
you
the
see the
information.
GTB. No. The GTB. So like if you like the
Oh, I
what I
see it.
wrote
I
in the
see it.
post.
Here we go. I got everything. I have everything. There we
Yes.
go.
So that GTB is for Nigeria or Nigerians to send in their gifts if they
Contribution.
want to.
So anybody that
Yes.
wants to send a gift to Dr. Omenesa, I'm gonna put it right here. And I'm going to pop it on the screen again, and I will put it in the comments section. Make sure I have this. First of all, she wants your prayers. That's most importantly. And then GTB is 015-158-3754. And that's the GTB code if you're sending things from Nigeria or around the country, because this show streams in 100 countries and 350 million households. So that's the GTB code, 015-158-3754. If you're Zelling anything to Dr. Omenesa in honor of her 40th birthday, make sure you put 4 O's, the letter O, OOOORUMA@gmail.com. Now, again, this is also for streaming with iHeartRadio and audio podcast listeners, so I'm spelling it out. 4 O's, RUMA@gmail.com is the Zelle. Cash App is Lady Omenesa, LadyOmenesa. I really hope that you'll pour into her for her birthday in honor of her turning 40. I'm also going to put this in the comment section. And thank you all so much for being here today on today's episode. This has been a blessing. I know that you bag bodies, you dance in the shower and sing cranked up loud music.
I've done bungee jumping.
You're scared of heights, though.
I've done
so how
hot
does that
air
work?
balloon. Excuse me?
How does that work if you're scared of heights and you also do bungee jumping? What in the world?
I know.
How does that work?
I know. Like I screamed all through it. All through it. Even the hot air balloon, I screamed all through it.
Was there anything else that you want? I have photos of you. I have so much. So I want to pop the photo of your book, your
Okay.
first book.
Okay.
Let me pop that up and tell people where they can go to get the book. Can they get it on your website?
Yeah, they can get them on Amazon. All
Just
my
go to
books are on Amazon. Yes.
Okay. So that's the first book that she wrote, over 600 and something pages, A Selfish Turn.
For that. But this last one and all my other books are shorter. Like this last one is 20 something pages, and you can finish that in an hour actually.
Oh, okay. So
what do you put yourself first? Yeah, that's my last book.
Put Yourself First is her most recent book. And what do you
Yes,
want
and I
people to
sent
walk
you
away?
that as well.
I have it. I'm getting ready to put it up. What do you want people to walk away learning from Put Yourself First?
Oh, put yourself first. That's really put yourself first. Don't drown. Because every time that you prioritize everything and everyone instead of you being first, you will drown. You start drowning. You start drowning. You get depleted financially, emotionally, spiritually. You get angry, you get bitter, and then you get sick, physically ill. So put your first thought. How do you fit into this equation? When somebody is about to make a decision, even in your marriage, how does this fit? So now you got a job in Somalia. How does that fit? Will I be able to find a job over there? Like will I be able to be Lady O in Somalia? Will I be able to be Lady O in Dubai? So don't just look at the glitz. Look at how do you fit into that equation. Don't look at the money. Don't look at the salary. How do you fit into this equation? When they call you from work to work a double, how do you fit into this equation? Is it clashing with something else? Or do you just want to do everything else because you're scared of saying no?
Okay.
And why are you scared of saying no? Oh, because you don't want them to reject you. Why? Because you have childhood issues from being rejected. See, everything is tied to something. So just say no. And if you don't want to give, don't give at
That's
all.
good.
That's
Good.
okay. You'll be
So
fine. And they will be fine as well.
you have royalty running through your veins, and I do want to acknowledge that as well. So any of these images, please
Oh,
speak to them.
Oh, okay, yes. So I happen to be a reigning queen for Women of Achievement. I am currently international ambassador for Nigeria for the Women of Achievement pageant, which is in California. So I do know that this is a pageant that you really, really want to be a part of. So please go on there. Now, this outfit is called Ankara. Ankara. So I do sell this in my company. We sell African fabrics, Nigerian fabrics, because Ankara is mostly used by Nigerians, even though other countries use it. And I also model here in New York as well. So that's what that whole pose is.
That is gorgeous pose. I mean,
Yes,
you
and I
very
supply
versatile.
those fabrics. I supply those at weddings or for funerals or for government functions. So I supply in bulk as well, and we also tailor as well.
And then I definitely gonna put your man up. We're not clicking off without being able to put your
Please do,
Boaz
so I
up.
don't get kicked out. Please,
He'll be like, "Hey, you had a whole show, and that woman did
a
not
whole
take you a
show.
whole hour and a half to put my photo up. You ain't never going on her show." So we
That's why I
definitely gonna,
sent you 4 pictures of us. So eat your heart out.
you're like, you better put something up. You ain't gonna have me not having no brownie points tonight. Tell us about your husband.
I need all the brownies I can get, but yes, that is that is my honey of 12 years. Yeah. We got married in we got married in 2011, November the 25th. Yes.
Awesome. And it's been a beautiful journey. It sounds like he's feeding you. So
Learned a
that's
lot. Yes. Learned a lot and have loved a lot. Marriage is such a training ground, and I'm just grateful to be married because there are just many people who wish to be and they're not. I'm grateful.
well, I don't know. I'm sure you have more. I have a lot of pictures back here, which I'm excited about. Did I have a family picture? I don't want to put somebody else's picture up. But let's see.
I
I
have a
have you.
picture there of me and my dad.
Okay, let me see if I can find that
We
one.
just got back from the eye doctor last week and we took that picture.
Well, this
Okay,
picture is a
that's when
different
I
picture.
was crowned. Yes,
Oh,
that's when I was crowned as Woman of Achievement, 2021/2022.
how was that for you? Was it? Earth-shattering,
It was
game-changing?
remarkable because I've never really won anything. I've always competed.
Mm.
I've always been a contestant, but for the very first time, I was a winner. And prior to that competition, I was actually top 5 in Mrs. New York America. So I was in full throttle of pageantry, working out every day and eating grass and all of that.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yes, so like I was in that space at the time. So to win that was just such a big deal. Such a big deal for me. And now I do wear my crown everywhere I go, especially at the airport because the doors just open. Like I don't have to stand in line and all that. But
That's
I'm
huge.
just grateful. So
I need that crown for
yes,
a minute.
yes.
Let me borrow the crown. I don't know if that's appropriate, but I have a crown, but I don't know if it'll get me through. No, they'd be like, "What crown that
But
come
it
from?"
opens doors. It really does open doors. People stop you and ask you what your platform is. So your platform is your campaign and your campaign is your purpose, basically. And my platform is nothing happens in the grave. So I'm encouraging everybody to die empty. Use all of your gifts. You were born with more than one. So that's what my crown tells.
Your crown is a beautiful crown of glory in representing Christ, and I'm excited about that crown. I'm trying to pull this other final few pictures up.
Thank
Do you?
you.
Let me see.
Thank
It's one
you.
with
And
somebody in the
speaking
blue.
about crown, as you're bringing that up,
Mhm.
like there was a time that my hair just fell out because I was in a very bitter and angry place. I was sick in my
Mm,
heart. I was sick in my heart, and
mm,
my hair just couldn't grow. My hair
mm,
just could not grow. It just could not grow. And the moment I started to feed myself and feed my soul, my
mm.
hair is so full now, I don't know what to do with it. And this morning, I wasn't trying to figure out, oh, should I wear a wig or should I braid it or whatever? No, like it's no longer a topic. It's not a topic for me. And I'm grateful to God for that. And I only said that not to brag, but to encourage you, woman, to feed your soul. When you feed
Mm,
your soul, everything grows.
mm.
Everything.
Tell us about this picture.
Okay. So I'm a family caregiver to my papa, to my dad, Bishop Ben Aruma. And this was actually last week. I had taken him to the eye doctor. Being a family caregiver has completely changed my life. I really do feel that God really has brought him into my life in this capacity at this time to also
Yeah.
train me on being a mother, not just a spiritual mother, but a mother. So
Mhm.
I take every opportunity as a sign from God for something that's greater, having to wake up earlier than him and waking up in the middle of the night to check if he's still breathing, making sure that he's taking his medications, making sure that he has his eye drops, making sure that he's using the right prescription of glasses, making sure that he's walking on the right side of the street, making
Mm.
sure that he's not talking out of line, and making sure that he's dressed properly.
Aw.
It it's amazing. Like my birthday now is coming up, and for the first time in my life, I'm having to think about, oh, what is dad going to wear? Because I spent the whole time just planning on what I was wearing, and then it dawned on me that, oh, I need to go pick out his clothes.
Aw.
Which is what I'm going to be doing when I have children.
That's
Yeah, so it's just such a privilege, and you find yourself praying for your parents the way you would pray for your child. And me holding that mic there, I'm ministering to everybody, but I'm now getting to minister to myself, and myself is my father, and myself is my husband, and myself is my family. So just being a family caregiver, though my mother had to die, but I've gained so much. Her loss has brought so much gain in
mm.
our family because we've been forced to be human and not be regimented or be bishops or doctor so and so or all of that. My dad is a PhD, and I've gone far in my life, but when you do lose somebody in the family,
Mhm.
then it gets real. And then
Mm,
now you go by your first name and you become human.
mm.
And so God has given me that opportunity. This is my organization, my very first baby. Now I have 40 something departments, but this is my very first department. It started off as Pearls International, which was only for women who seek emotional healing. And during the COVID, we became the last logo, which was Pearls and Pulse International, meaning that now we have men also. And then we just registered it to Pearls and Paul's Emotional Healing
Mm.
Center. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well, I put a
I'm just so
lot of
grateful.
photos up. I mean, I think I have even more, but I just wanted to give you a chance to speak to some of them. If there's one that I missed, please let me know and I'll be honored to put it up.
Oh, I can't even
Yeah.
remember because I just sent a whole lot.
It's a whole bunch,
Um,
but in a good way. But I do want, it's something here, some event or something I can't see without I can't even see it even with my glasses, but I'm gonna put it on and you can see it.
I think you're talking about the Aaron sisters. So the Aaron sisters is a prayer department in the conglomerate
Okay,
in
that's
Omenesa'S mansion. The Aaron sisters, we are 12 members. We are 12 powerful women. We pray 7 a.m. every morning. We don't know every secret about ourselves, but we know enough to pray about every morning at 7 a.m. We have 2 annual events where we go to Cleveland, Ohio, or to any state that we choose, and we hold a revival. So we hold a revival every 7 a.m. on the phone, and then we hold a revival in person twice a year.
Wow.
Twice a year.
And
So
this one's
this
on
event is
when?
coming up.
Yeah.
So then this is going to be virtual. This is October the 4th, which is in 2 weeks. It's
Okay.
October the 4th. It's going to be at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. The number is actually on the flyer. So the ID number is on the flyer as well as the passcode. But Her Excellency Dr. Anita McKinney is my co-chair for this organization. So I have a lot of organizations within the conglomerate. So this organization is called the Aaron Sisters, AARON, and that's pretty much the brother of Moses, being a helper and holding the ladder. So that's where that concept came. God gave me that concept of gather these women who would hold the ladder for you. And then as we've been in ministry, I've realized that we are now the Aarons of many other men and women.
So when you do go on a show, it has to be kind of like a marathon because and I can relate because of the hats that I wear. I wear so many hats and it's intentional. It's not that I'm just, oh, she doing too much. She doing the most. No, it's because of what God has put in my spirit to do. That's what he's done with you. He's put some things in your spirit to do, and you are executing on those promises that God put inside of you. I am so proud of you, and I'm glad to meet someone else similar to myself. And that's why I'm like, I don't care what else I had going on today. I'm giving Dr. Omenesa this platform for a few moments to just share all of the hats that you wanted to talk about. Was there anything that you did not talk about on today that you did want to mention?
No, I think I've pretty much said everything. I just really, really want to thank my pastors, Pastor Joe and Felicia Omokwe, who just made sure that I did not die in New York, because I came to New York dead. I came here broken, extremely broken. And so I really, really thank them for opening their doors to me. And now I happen to be the coordinator for the Women of Purpose, which is the women's department of my church. And so just watching me is very different when your own actually gives you something to do, because they actually know your flaws, so I'm very, very grateful for that. I think I've covered some things.
You covered a whole girl. You done changed some lives today. I can tell you that. Dr. Nefertina put backstage, I'm still waiting on my outfit. So I gotta make that comment.
Okay. I did not forget. I think I would want to say this. So I have a virtual agency called Angels on Duty, and so my master's is in thanatology, which is in death, and so I'm very, very passionate about helping people who are about to pass emotionally. So we write letters, write the will. We help you to write the will and all of that, and we help you to stay present. But what I'm doing now is I want to write letters for people who you wish to forgive, or people who you wish to forgive you.
Where can people go for that?
So you can email me, or you can go on WhatsApp, and we are called We Forgive. We forgive.
And
we
WhatsApp.
Forgive.
Remember WhatsApp, because she's heavily into WhatsApp, which I'll put that information again. But the phone number, I'm going to put it right in this comment, is plus. Where is that? Plus 917 349 7226. So definitely go and check out. I see you. Yes, Coffee Conversations with Sandy. She said, yes, we've definitely covered a lot, and it's been a blessing. And make sure you all go here to Angels on Duty organization. If I've made any typo, please forgive
Yes,
me.
yes, that is on
Yes.
Facebook, and we do everything that is for the emotional aspect of a parent, cousin, whatever, transitioning. Yes, and then I have a counseling unit that I call Mentor H2. So basically, you just text me on WhatsApp or call me, and I put you on a program. So I'm having a special now for $100 for 1 week. You throw all your ideas. Hey, I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to. No. Did I just say $100? No. It's $100 for those who are in my organization, and then those who are not. It is $300 for 1 week. You can reach me at any time for $300 for 1 week. And trust me, there's so much that I will help you to cover by the grace of God in 2 days. So don't worry, because that 1 week really is a lot. If you want to write a book, if you want me to connect you with somebody, sometimes all you need is a number. I'll give you that number. I'll connect you to that person. Yes.
All right, everybody, listen, I'll tell you one final thing about Gabe's Heart Foundation. For those that know me, know I wear my son's pin every day. And actually, we have a 5K walk that's coming up in his honor on September 23rd. And our goal is to raise $20,000 to be able to put portable defibrillators in public spaces around the country, because no child should have to pass with sudden cardiac arrest and have to wait 15, 20 minutes for 12 minutes, however long, for the paramedics to arrive if you can have a portable defibrillator right on hand. So I'm going to put this QR code up in case anyone would like to contribute to the organization. You can screenshot that. Now, obviously, if you're on the audio podcast, you would just go to Gabe's Heart Foundation.org, but you can take a picture of this image and it'll take you to a place to be able to give. And your donation is tax deductible. Our organization is a 501c3 approved organization. And our desire, again, is to help people with ultrasounds, get the education to learn how to get an ultrasound of your child's heart so that you can determine if there is a defect that can be surgically corrected versus having to experience, like a lot of athletes do, sudden cardiac arrest. And that's the first sign that a parent has sometimes that their child had a defect. That's what happened with my son. And I don't want that to happen to anyone else. GabesHeart.org. Check out the organization and support us. I support Gabe's Heart Foundation as well. So I do give to my own nonprofit with a board of directors for Gabe's Heart Foundation so we can keep his heart beating. All right. That's today's episode, everyone. Dr. Omenesa, birthday celebrations to you as you turn 40. And all of these comments that's been coming in, I starred some of them. I want to make sure that I let you see. It was so many takeaways. I'll go back and just share all of these.
Thank you. And the party is on Saturday as well here in New York. So the address is on that flyer.
On the flyer?
You're invited. It's open, yes.
Okay, and anybody can come to the birthday celebration in New York?
Anybody can come to the birthday celebration on Saturday, and then the Thanksgiving on Sunday at my church.
Okay. Wow, this is yeah, if you're in the New York area or you want to make your way to New York, these are all some of the comments that she's been saying throughout today's broadcast.
Wow.
I'm just popping them all back up here so you all can go back and kind of take notes at a later time. I put all of them there for you. And let me put the flyer one more time. Oh no, this is a different flyer.
That's the flyer where I'm holding the cake.
Let me go.
Yes.
We're going to get that flyer one more time, and that's how we're going to close out today. So let's get that.
Thank you.
Birthday. Where's the one with you holding the cake? The birthday. Is that the one with the goal? Let's see. I have so many photos here, but I want to make sure I get it up if we're able to get that one more time.
Okay.
Is this it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yes.
Y'all, take a picture of this. Ruby Jubilee Omenesa'S 40th birthday celebration, September 16th and 17th. Screenshot this. You can go and be a part of it for free. Is that correct?
Yes.
But come with a gift, y'all. Don't just come showing up and not get her a monetary blessing, okay? Do something. All right. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in today. I do have
Thank
the
you.
happy birthday generic thing that's copyright free. Let's see. Dr. Nefertina, I know you stayed backstage the whole time, and Jeanette. If it's anything you wanted
Thank
to say,
you.
tell me and I'll pull
Thank
you
you
in.
so much.
Did anybody want to say anything? Okay, here, I'm gonna wave you. Here, I'm gonna pull you up. I'm gonna pull you up right quick because both of y'all stayed back
Oh,
faithful.
Jeanette.
They stayed backstage
Oh,
the whole time. Did you want to say anything? You're
Yes, I
muted,
just
Jeanette.
say thank you so much again, Omenesa. You just look so beautiful. I'm so excited to be in this journey with you and to watch God move in your life. So happy 40th and keep on keeping on, beautiful lady.
thank
All
you.
right,
Thank
Jeanette,
you.
you had anything else you want to say?
Just ditto. I sent her a video this morning with my thoughts. I was kind of practicing to send her a happy birthday video, and I ended up going on and on and on. But she's a blessing, and I just say again, happy birthday to you, beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. People wanted to celebrate you today, and I'm really glad that this was a platform that was able to be used to do that. This is a generic happy birthday. Here you go.
Can't
I don't
hear
want to play too
anything.
much of it because then it'll be a copyright strike on my YouTube channel. So I need to just
Oh.
do and be done with that. All right. All right, everybody. That's today's episode. Happy birthday to you, Dr. Omenesa. You are a true
Thank
blessing.
you. Thank you.
Have a great one.
Thank you. I'm so grateful. Thank
I'm
you.
so grateful. God bless you.
Thank you for
Bye-bye,
tuning in to
everybody.
today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference.